If you want to know what is the one thing that sort of allows me to understand and grasp physics concepts quickly, is just sort of playing out different scenarios in your head. For example, if you're thinking about kinematics equations, just think about what happens when you have this initial speed. You throw a ball 2 seconds in the air, and then you have acceleration, and then what happens a while later? And then what happens if you change the values a little bit? And then what happens if you are given this variable and not this other variable? And then you try to get a feel of how different scenarios play out. Negative acceleration, positive acceleration, and so on. I think it's important for you not to just sort of blindly solve problems, because then you are limiting yourself sort of to certain fixed patterns, but they are not so generalizable across the board. What you really want to do is get a feel of, let's say, kinematics as a whole. What happens when the ball is accelerating, decelerating? What happens if it has a positive velocity but is slowing down? That means negative acceleration. How does it feel like? How does the ball move? How does it slow down when it stops, when it goes into the opposite direction, negative velocity, and so on? What I'm saying is that when you have a new physics concept, sort of play around with that concept in different scenarios a little bit in your head. Write it down a little bit on the paper if you feel like getting a more detailed view of it. And then it really helps you to get a good grasp and sort of a generalizable way of approaching new problems in physics.